Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the WUCC Qualifying Tournament for the Mixed Division. It's a little bit windier than yesterday morning, but luckily so far the rain's actually held off. We've missed the worst of it, I think. However, I am no weatherman. I am joined this morning by Tom Della, fresh back from New Zealand with the mixed under-24 Blue Bottles team. How was it over there, Tommy?
Yeah, it was a very good experience. I think we learned a lot, and yeah, very good. Look, team's looking pretty swish coming in as our final prep leading into under-24 Worlds. It's only 31 days or something, I think, now till the tourney, so definitely very exciting, and yeah, very keen to be out there. And there's a few of my teammates running around on a few of these teams today, so it'll be good to check out the action.
Awesome. We have, speaking of today, this morning, we've got Paradigm from Melbourne kicking us off against Vanguard from Adelaide. Still a really interesting game this first time slot. Lots can still happen, and there could be some upsets. We've got on field 2, Frisbee versus F Troop, I believe. And then Pie Wagon versus Sublime over on field 3 as well. So thank you for joining us this morning. It's a little bit early, but I think you're in for a treat. This should be a fantastic game. And obviously in slightly dry conditions. So look to see some really good shots from both teams, I think. Both teams are really liking to put it and really stream deep with some strong throwers. Share it between. Yeah. So we'll have Paradigm to pull, starting on defense from the top left side of the screen. We've got a hand from both sides. Jared Cowan to make this first play. There it goes. It's up. It's floating. It's going to land probably middle of the field. It's a nice pull to get us underway Sunday morning. Vanguard let the disc hit the ground. Looks like they're in a side stack. Lacey with the disc. Looks for an inside break. Doesn't get it. Hits his dump. Bearing on the mark. A lot of pressure on defense. Paradigm coming out very hard. Dunmore with the disc. Hits a flick, goes up the line. There's a nice fill there for Vanguard. Dunmore streaking deep. They're looking. Hits an under. Dumps it back. A lot of people streaming deep, but a very nice undercut. In a little bit of a puddle there in the middle of the field. He's looking upfield. Nothing's really happening. Oh, big bid there from Frey. Loses a few yards with the slide, but Vanguard have put the disc up, and it's a great grab. Huge grab there. Dish back. Got to recompose himself. Also with the disc. Looks upfield, hits Dunmore. Vanguard looking for their end. Oh, there's a big inside flick, and Cowan gets a massive hand on it. Disc goes straight into the ground. Hope to pick up the disc. Frey's going. That's launched. That is floating. Can he read it? Can he read it as coming in with a bit of a blade? Perfect, right on the chest for Frey. Looks like he's on the edge of the line. Goes for the pass, and just outside the reach there of the Paradigm player. It's a great shot there from Hope, and Frey did really well to read that. It's not hard, and once the disc gets sort of above a little bit of protection we've got here from the club rooms, that wind really picks it up and moves it. It's a great mark there. A lot of pressure, and Tan really doing a good work on the dump. Vanguard have worked it well. They're waiting for that nice undercut from the stack. He's looked off the first cut from Elsa. Some good movement up to Dunmore, looking upfield. Still launch that left-handed flick. Dump's gone up the line. Dunmore's done well to get that out there. Looking upfield, nothing happening too much. A little bit stuck. He's gone up the line for the dump. There's a great poach there by Cowan, but they get the around flick break. That's a great throw to the other side of the field. And it's been sent from Vanguard. Good grab, good read. Now needs someone to go forward. And there's a goal to Vanguard. First one on the board. So both teams really starting to sort of feel out the conditions. Looks like it's quite hard to turn quickly on this field with it being a little bit wet, a little bit soft, heavy if you're into your racing vernacular. Paradigm doing well to get the turn there. Just couldn't quite convert, and Vanguard on that second effort really punished it. So as we come into this day 2, we have Frisbee on top of the ladder at the moment. Pie Wagon and Vanguard are both on the same amount of wins. 2-1, whilst Paradigm and Sublime are 1 win and 2 losses. So each game still quite vital for those teams. We have F Troop yet to open their account. So we have a hand from Paradigm. Looks like we're going to have Joel Pillar to pull for Vanguard. The wind's really starting to pick up a little bit here. We have Joe Hope from Paradigm on the sideline. How's it feeling out there?
It's alright, it's a lot better than yesterday. It's just a bit windy rather than windy and sideways raining.
Lovely swing to Evans there from Mihach out to the sideline. Evans looking upfield. There's a few cuts coming. Looks like he's calling a couple of contacts there on Joel. And there's going to be a stoppage. Probably a marking infraction with a violation there. Not too sure. We don't have any hand signals. Maybe it was a pick even. Not sure. Disc space. Thank you, Michaela. Evans looking upfield. Good backhand fake. Hits an inside flick to Foster there. Fakes the dish back. Still slightly on the near third. Falls, goes for a up the line cut. Doesn't quite work. Mihash gets up high after a floaty disc from Foster and pulls it down in front of Pillar. Looking upfield now. Throws a fake to move, falls. She's gone with a flick. I think she knew what she was doing, but no one was quite prepared for that shot upfield. Moskovich putting on a mark on Pillar at the front. Near corner, and Pillar's just sent that. It's straight down the line. It's actually fading back in. That is centimetre perfect. She's calling a goal. Paradigm's a little unsure. Sideline puts the hands up for a goal, and that is a goal to Vanguard. Lovely shot there from Joel. Out of the hand, it looked like it was going dead straight down the line, and has curved nicely in for the Vanguard cutter. 2-0 to Vanguard. Looks like Vanguard have called 4 women for this point. Vanguard still having a little bit of a chat, trying to work out their strategy for this point. Looks like Paradigm are ready to go. Haven't seen a hand yet from either team as the Vanguard sideline just clears off the field. Still waiting on a hand for both teams. There's one from Vanguard, there's one from Paradigm. Pull comes up, is a flick roller from Pillar. Puts it straight out that sideline. You can assume that they're trying to trap it for Paradigm on this near sideline. Mihach picking it up with that left hand. Should be looking to get it off that sideline quite quickly, which she does to Hope. Vanguard shut down that early swing. Hope looks to hit Singh. Trying to get free. Baddick's playing some good defense there. Singh looking upfield now. Gets free. Hope. Knee slide to pick that one up. Backhand around there. It's floating. It's a great grab there from Paradigm under a little bit of pressure there. That Vanguard player really coming in quick. They're looking to get it still onto that high side. She's thrown a fake, I think. Just puts it out into space after the Vanguard player, Baddix, was just face marking. Singh with an inside flick break. A little bit too much heat on that one. Vanguard picking the disc up. Baddix with it in the middle of the field, looking to hit Pillar. Pillar's got it. Hits it around to Baddix. Baddix looks upfield. Puts the flick. Sorry, the backhand. Need to learn my throws. Davis with the disc, floats a flick out. It's going to sit. That's a great crossfield shot. Well weighted. Vanguard reel it in, 3-0. Vanguard really with the momentum here. We're up and about. Paradigm a little bit quiet this morning. Still thinking about a few trivia questions, perhaps. Some of them. Looks like we might have a timeout called from Paradigm. Chuck Lee. Yep, timeout. Paradigm. Chuck Lee there looking for some high fives and only getting a few. Quick update on the Pie Wagon Sublime game. It's 1-0 over there to Pie Wagon. As we watch a huge grab actually from the Sublime player. Wow. That, he just about needs a air license for that. I don't know. Oh. He got well above the trees. Let's just say that. Unfortunately, they don't complete the pass into the end zone, and Pie Wagon will get that one back. On the far field, we have Frisbee pulling towards F Troop. We'll see if we can get a score update on that one for you as well, whilst we have the timeout here on the showcase field. And you just see a massive pull there from Frisbee. Matthews Hunter bringing it up to the front of the end zone for F Troop. Gets a break off. They're in the center of the field, trying to work it upwind. Puts it out into space. Oh! It's a massive grab by one of the F Troop women there. Takes a bit of contact as well. Wow, that was a fantastic commitment to the disc. And a big flick's gone up. Unfortunately, just incomplete there, and the disc will roll to the back of the end zone. Frisbee will get that back on offense. Come back now to the showcase game. Paradigm on offense called 4 men. Vanguard walking to the line will be pulling it to Paradigm. Vanguard playing excellent defense here, really shutting down Paradigm's dump looks. I think that's making quite a big bit of difference. With the heavy ground, it's a lot harder to make those jinky cuts and get free. And Vanguard clearly know this, and they're putting a lot of pressure on around the disc and forcing those more risky shots, sort of about that 25, 30 metre passes, where in this wind, if you float it too much, it's just going to sail away downwind, or upwind, it's just going to float, and they can get the big tall bodies that Vanguard have underneath it. There's a hand from Vanguard. Pillar to pull. Hand from Paradigm. Disc goes up. It's got a nice amount of outside in. It's going to come back, land in the middle of the field. Cowan lets it go. It's going to land and end up in the end zone. He's got to take it from where it lands. He's going to have to get that off quickly. It looks like Vanguard are coming down in the zone. He hits falls. Bobbles it a little bit. He's stuck on this end zone. On that sideline. They get it off. Evans takes the grab, falls over a little bit, has a laugh. Slow to get up. Looks like he may have called a double team there. There's a pop through from Berring. It opens up a gap. Hits Cowan. Cowan throws a few fakes. He's looking to get it to that high side. Hits Foster, popping through the cup. Hits Falls. The big gap there, and he sent it. He sent it to Joel. Joel on Joel. Which Joel's going to win this? Baddix ends up getting it, and Pillar's just jacked it. He hasn't even looked. Oh, Vanguard got up as well. Had a good taste of that. Puts it into the ground. Evans walking to the disc. Picks it up. Vanguard have reset into that cup zone. Look, falls. Gets a really nice swing off, but it just holds up in the wind for Camden Dunn. Disc hits the ground, and it actually rolls a good 5 yards towards the Vanguard end zone. Pillar to pick the disc up. He's directing traffic. He's pointing. There's some poachers. He hits a renowned break and hits Baddick in the near corner. It's a lovely break there from Pillar. And Vanguard go up 4-0. It is very chilly here this morning. There's a lot of jackets going around, a lot of full-length tights. You would be forgiven for thinking this is June, not December. Looks like we are going with 4 women for this point. As everybody from Vanguard clears the line. Pillar will be pulling again. That might have been called a straight up mark there just by those little actions that we saw then. Chuck, coach of Paradigm, jumps off the field. We get a hand. He's gone for the roller again, and that's going to end up rolling right out the sideline. Nearly exactly the same spot as his last ball. Nothing if not consistent. Actually looking zony here. Mihash gets a really lovely around break there, moves the zone, and we're back into the middle of the field. This is great work by Paradigm to get into a really advantageous spot on the field. Cowan asking for a popper. Hits Singh after coming around the back. Singh looking upfield. It's not a lot of movement through the cup, so he hits Hope. Gets him lovely around to Cowan, still on that far sideline. Baddix falls over, realizes he needs to get out of there, and being on his feet is probably more helpful. Cowan over the top of the cup, puts it really floaty. Hope brings it in though. He's calling him right in. The wings are very deep. Gertzel moves in, presents an option. Mihash puts one out, just a little bit out of the reach for Camden Dunn. She got a hand to it, just quite low. Pillar picks the disc up, centers it. There's no one on the mark. Vanguard moving around to Dignam. Little dish to Baddix. Baddix looking upfield, wanting to hit a flick. Puts it out into space. I think a pick was called. And it was just out of reach. So that's going to be a turn. The turn's going to stand. Paradigm get another shot at their offense. Hope calling out to the wings, directing a little bit of traffic out there. He's got the point happening. The wings were sitting very deep. They need to either send that shot and make it a viable option or get them to come in. It's a really tough long shot, but you've just got to engage your defenders a little bit there. Hope hits Singh in the middle of the field. Singh swings it a little bit further. Mihach looking for something going on. Singh gets through the cup, gets it back. There's a little bit of dishing going on. They've gained a little bit of ground, but they are on this sideline again. They've really got to hit it back towards that center of the field. Mihach looks for the around with the left-handed flick. Nails Cowan. Moves it further to Hope. Hope pointing, needs to get it off. Hits Mihach. Mihach. Hope gets the disc. Dishes it back to Mihach. Still stuck on this sideline. Goes to Hope. I think he realizes he needs to get it back. I think he's looking for a double team, but Mihach is right there. Can't call it when there's another player there. They're trapped right on that corner. Something's got to happen here. Hope gets it a little bit further back. They're pushed back into their own end zone. They're getting real stuck. There we go. Something was going to come. And the hammer just floats over the top of Gannon. Pillar picks it up, hits Baddix. There's a little bit of a give-go, but he spends it before he had it. Singh picks it up, sends the big inside out. Cowan's got to work. I think Singh saw the cut and just needed to get rid of it, and he has. It was just a little bit too far for Cowan to get onto. Also Anting Hort screaming at Vanguard. It's all about effort. It's all about effort on these cuts. Pillar walking the disc up. He's looking upfield. He's looking upfield. That's going to go. That's going to go. It's gone. It's a flick. It's low. Camden Dunn gets hands on it and is nearly macked into a Vanguard player. That's great D. Way to read the play there from Camden Dunn. Hope picks the disc up. Hits a lovely inside flick break. I didn't even think there was a gap there, but he managed to find it. And he's put a low one to Mihach, who's almost in, not quite in. Pillar calls a small travel there. It's a bit jammed. She's looking for something. Hits Camden Dunn in the dump. Camden Dunn loses her feet a little bit. It is very slippery out there. There's a lot of players in there. She managed to get a pass off to Singh. Singh hits an inside flick. There's a hand on it from Vanguard. Hope comes up with it. It's been a call. I don't know quite what the call was. I have no idea what's going on right now. However, Singh has the disc. People aren't ready. The disc is about to be tapped in. It's in. Gets it off to Cowan. Cowan looks for the swing. Baddix shuts that one down. Goes back to Mihach on the same sideline. Mihach hits Hope on that around again. She just keeps getting that off every single time. Vanguard really need to shut that down if they want a bit more pressure on it. Hope hits Singh with a little dish. Stuck on this sideline. Singh back to Hope. I almost need another player back around there to hit that around and get it off. Goetzel in the middle of the cup, looking to get it off. Hits Hope with a dish. The hammer goes up again. Take two. And Joel gets in there with a really good D. I was wondering if there was going to be a strip called, but it looks like it's clean from Paradigm. From Vanguard, rather. Paradigm saying that was okay. Gannon playing defense on Pillar. He's put a flick up to space. Cowan saw it, but didn't think he could make a play on it without making contact. And Baddix gets that really nice flick straight into space. And it's another goal to Vanguard. 5-0. Vanguard really starting to run away with this. Paradigm just sort of struggling to move it off that sideline again. Really trying to rely on their dishes to get space and distance. Paradigm have called another timeout. They have burnt 2 timeouts already. Looks like Cowan's got a bit of a message to send. Some really positive message coming there from Cowan. He's very animated, saying lift, play for one another. It's their game, and it's time to take it. Powerful stuff there. Jay Cowan, 2017. Timeout has come to an end. Both teams back out on the line. Managed to find some seats for Rex and myself, and we're a lot more comfortable. It's still freezing cold. The pool's gone up. It's floating, it's floating. That's gone. That's a brick. That is a brick. Cowan to bring the disc in for Paradigm. Strolling back to the brick mark. Looks like Vanguard are coming out in their zone look again. Paradigm have recognised her and is setting up in a horizontal. Moskovich on the wing. Evans in the middle with Baring. Falls Cowan. And Anna on in the handler positions, and Foster over on the far wing. Disc is checked in. Immediate swing. It's floating, it's floating, it's floating. Oh, and it's tipped out of the hands. Vanguard with another D. Off that first pass. Cowan just lifted the nose of that disc and it floated a little bit above Anna's head. Foster nearly gets the D on that, but it's a good swing for Vanguard. Hits Alsing Hawk. Alsing Hawk looking upfield. Looking for the dump now. Gets a bit of space. Evans with a great D. Knew exactly what was coming. stuck a big mitt in there and got a lot of that disc. Falls with a lovely high release backhand break then. Looks like Vanguard have switched the force though. They might be forcing sideline here. There's an around break, hits Falls again. Yes, they're switching up the force a lot here. If Paradigm can just keep swinging and moving the disc, something will open up. They're moving it up nicely. There it is to Evans, straight through the hole. Hits Falls. Falls, unfortunately, just bobbles it there. The shot goes straight away from Vanguard. Can Elsa get there? Not quite, a little bit too much pepper on that throw. It's a great cut, good option. Just needed it to sit a little bit longer. Evans picks the disc up, runs to the front of the end zone. No one can find the end zone line. He has to take a couple of steps back. Hits Cowan. Cowan hits Evans. Evans really running this offense now. Bearing. Evans. Evans looking upfield, throws a few backhand fakes, looks at their feet. Hits Falls, moves, Falls, tries to break through the cup again. That was a great D there from Vanguard. Vanguard, good movement. They're on this near sideline. They're going to hit. Aired it out. And it's a D to Paradigm. It's a very high-risk shot. There's a bit of call for clearing the line here. It'd be great for the commentator as well if they could. They're stuck on this corner. Looking. Struggling to move it here. It's floaty. Falls, pulls it in though. He is Cowan on that around flick. It's good movement. Cowan's put it up in the air and just sort of into space there. Not sure what he was trying to hit. Vanguard get the disc back. Looking to find something. There's a pick called. And we'll have a little bit of a stoppage. I'm just getting gangster signals from Joe Hope on the sideline. Not quite sure what they're meant to mean, but apparently he thinks we're in the west side. I think that's north, Joe. This is north. Disc is tapped in. Vanguard looking upfield. Again, oh, he just managed to get that into the cutter in front of Evans. It's a risky shot, but great hands there from the Vanguard cutter. Very easy for those ones to slip through the hands with a little bit of moisture around, but he made certain of it. And Vanguard go up 6-0. They're really rolling with it, and that was a downwind point. Paradigm will need to find something pretty big now. We get the 4 men signal from Vanguard, indicating that, yes, they would like to play with 4 men. And 3 women on the field as well. No, it's now been changed. There was a 4 women's call. No. A little bit of confusion there. I don't think anyone quite knows what the ratio is. 4 men. Can confirm. 4 men. Excellent to see Kate Foster back out on the field after taking a bit of a heavy knock yesterday. We always like to see players getting back out there and avoiding injuries as much as possible in collisions. So, good news there. Paradigm now with the disc. Vanguard looking like a little bit of a straight up zone mark, and Falls just nails the middle of the field there with that disc to Tan. Tan hits Singh. Singh back to Tan. Tan back to Singh. The Vanguard player just stopped playing defense and Paradigm score. They open their account. For a minute there, I thought they were in, but Vanguard just, I don't know if he thought he was in or not. Bit of a strange point, but really well played there by Paradigm. That shot from Falls to Tan just opened up an absolute paddock. And Tan and Singh then bouncing it back between one another. Pretty unstoppable really there when you've got a 2-on-1 situation. Only need a couple of meters separation and it was all over. 6-1 rather to Vanguard. Baddix with a little bit of a cough there. Hope that won't impact too much. Get some strepsils, buddy. All right. Paradigm coming out on D. Having a look at their defense. First time since their first point, I believe. Maybe. Hope holds the disc up high. That big backhand is going to land and roll. And Vanguard hasn't been able to stop that. I don't know if there was, he's saying there wasn't a touch. Disc will come to the front of the end zone. There's been a call for a replay. I can't see it. I didn't hear any calls if he touched it, so he must not have touched it. There's one. Vanguard bring a disc in on this near the sideline. It's dumped back. They've gone for the big around swing to Elsa Hawk. She gets it. Ensing Hawk. Vanguard bouncing it back and forth in their end zone. There's a scuba over the top. That's a great shot. They're still on this sideline, but he's definitely gained a few meters there. Trying to get it off that sideline. There's a big gap right behind the cup. Moskovich is pushing in now, so there's a little bit of pressure there. It was a D, it was a call. Foul called, foul called. Cowan knew what he wanted and he was there. Fortunately, the Vanguard player's hand was also there and he got in the way. And he's just put a big, I'm sick of this. He's just sent it. Vanguard pull it down. There's a dump across. The flick. Oh, and just through the hands of the Vanguard player. That was amazing. It was a great read there by the Vanguard receiver. 66, that was huge. Big inside out backhand. Hope moves it across to Cowan in this back end, downwind end zone. Hits Mihach. Frey gets knocked over, and unfortunately that disc just sails away from Foster there. Vanguard bringing the disc in, looking upfield. Hits a dump. Centers the disc. It's continued along. Elsa with another bid. Gets up quickly. Moves it up to Benji. Back to Enting Hawk. Elsa gets that lovely around break. And it's continued. Vanguard really working it around the field nicely. And a huge bid from Hope. Great D from Paradigm. That man bun flying through the air. Camden done with the disc now for Paradigm. Back to Mihash. Unfortunately, just bobbles that one. And Vanguard will get it back. Vanguard looking for an open player. He's coming back under. He's cutting back. It looks like an ISO. He's gone for that inside flick. And he's picked up the scraps. Oh, the angle on that inside flick then was huge. Huge. Great work then from Paradigm on their zone defense. They got a couple of turns there as well. Unfortunately, just not able to capitalize when they did get those turns. And Vanguard can't be giving them too many opportunities, or they'll be more and more clinical with it. They're really swinging the disc nicely, opening up a lot of space on the field. Yeah, give them too many shots, and they'll score. Just like that. 7-1 to Vanguard. Looks like half time over at the Frisbee F Troop game. 8-2 to Frisbee. Apologies, I don't have an update yet on the Sublime Pie Wagon game. Another very important game going on over there for Pie Wagon and Sublime. If Pie Wagon take that one out, but, pretty much ensures that they'll finish second or third. Pull here from Pillar. That's a lovely pull. He's going to have a lot of float on that one. Hopes to catch it low to the ground. Hits, falls. Zone again from Vanguard. Baring popping through. Looking upfield. Fakes it over the top. Hits, falls back. Falls looking for that inside flick. And he hits it. That's going to sail and probably float out. Just a little bit overthrown there. Vanguard to bring it back in. Try and punch this one in upwind and take half. 10 running across quickly to Mark. Pillar wanting to go line. Hope playing some good D. They get it off back in with the around. 10 on the dump now. Cops a bit of contact. Meanwhile, Pillars put that straight upfield and Vanguard score and take half. 8-1. Oh, and right on cue, my coffee has arrived. Thank you very much, Ewan. Get around him. What a lad. And I can start to feel my fingers again. All right, we'll just take a short break here over half. Find out what the score from the Pie Wagon Sublime game is, and we'll be right back for the second half with Paradigm and Vanguard. And we're back live here. Day 2. WUCC Qualifying Tournament Mixed Division. Quick shout out to the Hume United Football Club for their hospitality this weekend. These fields are pretty good considering the amount of rain we've had. And it's great to have some club rooms as well and change rooms that we can use out here. So very grateful to them, and best of luck to the club for their upcoming season when that kicks off. And a little bit New Zealander there. Have an update on the Pie Wagon Sublime game coming in from Ewan and Tom Della in a second. Meanwhile, we have Pillar with a huge pull from Vanguard. Hope just reels that one in. I think everyone's heart was in their mouth at that point. Hope working hard. Evans sends it. It's floaty though. Hope's going to have to read this well. He's put the body on Baddix. It looks like there's a call. We'll let the discussion pan out. By the looks of that, Hope saying that Baddix might have put his arm around Hope as the disc was sailing over their heads. Everyone's standing around a little bit cold. Disc did seem to be floating over both of their heads towards this sideline. Hope was in that position, but you know, when everyone's all moving like that, it's always a difficult one to call. The discussion looks like it's gone positively and amicably. See if we can find out what the call was. It looked like an uncontested hand signal. Uncontested foul there. There's some confusion about what happens now. But the rule is, he picks the disc up, he taps it where the disc lies, and then he takes it to the front of the end zone and everyone can move as soon as he taps it in. Thank you, Ruben Berg, for changing those rules. People need to read them. Hope hits Evans with the dish. Straight back. Baddix and Pillar look at one another and go, yeah, they got that. Well played, Paradigm. Paradigm get their second goal. 8-2 to Vanguard. Pie Wagon have taken half against Sublime 8-6. Sounds like there's still a close game going on over there. Thank you, Ewan. Tom Della with a report from Frisbee F Troop 10-5 to Frisbee. The gender ratio is 4 men. Called by Paradigm, I think. And to all of our viewers out there as well, it is International Spirit of the Game Day, December 3rd here, and across the world as well. So it was great then to see a very well-spoken and well-talked-out conversation there between Andy Baddix and Joe Hope. Really living up to that spirit of the game that we hold dear in this sport. And on International Spirit of the Game Day, it's great to see two teams playing hard and playing fairly. Big pull from Joe Hope. It's going to land just inside and roll out the sideline. So that's going to be brought in by from the corner cone. Setting up in a junk look from Paradigm. And it's just sent straight away. He didn't even really look at where that was going. Moskovich didn't really have a play on the disc. Went more for the man. Didn't make contact though, which is the main thing. Vanguard with it now. Probably about 15 metres outside of their end zone. Enting Hawk with it. Sends it a little bit towards his sideline. There's a little push pass back to Dunmore. Dunmore looking with that left hand. Hits Elsa. Enting Hawk with the inside break around Tan. Swings it in the middle of the field. Vanguard now across to the other sideline. Has a quick look at his feet. He says, yes, I'm in. Play on. Back into the center of the field. Swung again. Enting Hawk with it now. Looking upfield. Gets a little bit of a throw to Dunmore, but unfortunately gets put into the ground. It was a low disc. And upwind, it just got pushed down into the ground. Hope looking downfield. Hits Cowan in the middle. There's not a lot of cuts coming from upfield. A little bit of jogging around. Paradigm really need to make some hard commitment cuts here. I think a travel might have been called, but no one was really pointing to where she needed to go. Hope looking upfield. Hits Tan upfield. Tan looking. Holsters the shot. It's going to hit Hope on a dump. Foster, free, gets the disc. Looks upfield. The throw to Camden Dunn. Unfortunately, just can't quite get it on that bid. And it's sent from Vanguard. Hope's in the air. Dunmore brings it down and scores the goal. Paradigm doing well there to try and avoid contact. And Michaela Dunmore there with that steely presence of mind just to go straight up and rip that disc down out of the air. Well done from Vanguard. As the clock ticks over to 9:30, we have 40 minutes left in this game until time cap. Vanguard coming out on defense here with pillar to pull. Paradigm to see if they can work this upfield for their third score. 9-2 at the moment, I think. Pull's gone up, it's going to land in. Cowan gathers, directs falls onto the higher side. Falls back to Cowan. Cowan, lovely around to Singh. Singh lands it in, looks upfield. Goetzel was free. Singh didn't quite like the look of that shot. Gives a nice lefty backhand to Falls. Falls moves it across to Mihach. Mihach looking upfield. Saw Goetzel, gave her a little bit of a wink and a nudge, but it got covered by Vanguard. Gannon back to Mihach. Mihach looking around, hits it around to Falls. Falls in the middle of the field. Really moving this Vanguard zone around. A lovely around flick. Big D there from Vanguard, but they just couldn't quite get it. It floated over his head, and Cowan was able to reel it in. Gannon. Nice dish to Cowan. Cowan Fakes the big flick. Probably going to be looking dump-wise here. Still looking upfield. Pops it over the top to Falls. Falls wound up for a huge hammer. Decided not to throw it. Probably a good option there from Falls. And Riley there. Good pop. Hits Gannon. Gannon up to Cowan up the line. Cowan hits the hammer. Gertz will get some good hands to it. Unfortunately, it was coming in with a little bit of heat, and Vanguard had some pressure on there as well. Tough grab to pull in. Pillar sends it. Sends it. The cut was going long, but he's come back under. It's going to float. Just out of the reach. If the Vanguard player had kept going straight, it would have been great. But obviously thought he wasn't in a position there and tried to come back under. Paradigm, meanwhile, with it in the middle of the field. Mihash. Faking around, hits Falls. Goes up the line. Falls gives it back to Mihash. Mihash turns around. Can't find a gap in the fence that Vanguard has put on. But the marks moved around a lot. Hits Falls. Falls hits Cowan with a hammer over the top. Opens up a little bit of the field. Gannon. Nice grab. Hits Cowan as he pops through. Got to look for space. They need someone else out into this space here. O'Reilly moves the fence. Hits Cowan. Cowan back to O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Falls. Falls bobbles it. Gets it back in. Falls with the hammer again. Gertzel. Unfortunately, second hammer there. Vanguard with it looking upfield. Moves upfield. Pillar gets the disc. Lovely little throw up the line. Puts the flick. Mihash gets in front of it. Great D from Paradigm. This Vanguard zone working really hard. Mihash puts a outside in flick over the top of the cup. Managed to get past everyone's hand. It's beyond me. They've done well. There's a tap. There's a tip from Falls. O'Reilly cleans up the scraps. Falls puts a flick. She pulls that one in. Bobbles it. Celebrates. Lies on the pitch and celebrates. Third time's a charm. Great work there from Gertzel. And they're pretty excited about that one. Excited, relieved, a little bit of both. It's 9-3 to Vanguard. All right, Vanguard coming out on offense here. Looks like Cowan to pull. We've got Katie Locke in the commentary booth with us.
Hey everyone.
So Katie, we've got Vanguard playing really well here. Their defensive pressure has been outstanding, and Paradigm just struggling a little bit to make some connections on offense. However, they're starting to really build and gain a little bit of momentum here. But Vanguard looking really strong in this tournament. What do you expect to see? As we just watched Moscovich get a great D.
That was a fantastic D. He just jumped in front of Elsa Hawkey into Inting Hawk. Don't know her name.
That's all right. We're both pretty excited by that play. It was an excellent read out of the hand.
Just as we were talking about how Vanguard have been very strong in this tournament, we see Paradigm come in with an excellent D.
Absolutely.
Bit of fire in their belly.
That's it. Hope looking to go upfield. Hits it around, break to Frey. Frey reels that in. He's got Bering open. Oh, big contact there. Big contact on Moscovich. And he's not very happy about that.
And there's been just going back to Frey. Seems like there's an uncontested foul.
That's an interesting one there. My question would be if Joel Moskovich was going for the disc and the contact occurred as he was making a play on the disc, he should probably get possession of that.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I guess Vanguard's argument would be if it's uncontested that it was before the throw, perhaps. It's very difficult out here without game advisors to let us know what's going on. So we like to make things up on the sideline.
Pretty much, we just have to see what we can see.
That's it.
And make
Do a little bit of a voiceover as well for them, really.
Mate.
That's it. That's exactly it.
That would have been Joel as soon as he got up.
Yes, he was pretty. That was some pretty hefty contact there. You know, the game's been played in really good spirit, and everyone's trying to avoid as much contact as possible. So hopefully this doesn't. And there's a handshake there. That's great to see.
Excellent.
Looks like they've come to some sort of an agreement. Paradigm retain the disc.
Potentially contested if it went back to Frey.
Yeah. And everyone's just trying to say, this was where I was standing, this was where you were standing. Let's get the measuring tape out here and make sure we're all in the right spots. And Frey taps the disc in.
He wants that around, Foster. Goes back to Moskovich and he gets the goal.
He goes for the kick spike as well. I think he felt that one. He was happy with that one.
Definitely. It would have been a sense of relief getting that goal, but it seems like the discussion is continuing afterwards.
Yeah, that's it.
That brings the score to 9-4 with Vanguard still up.
And look, you know, in a game where there's a lot on the line and you know, people are obviously playing with some high intensity here. There is sometimes some collisions. We do our best to avoid them at all times, but sometimes, you know, especially in wet, slippery conditions, there are some accidental contacts. But at the end of the day, everyone here is pretty friendly and
Still
mates, just waiting on their mates.
And it seems as though there's been a timeout called. Vanguard in a nice tight huddle. Paradigm getting in with the Melbourne song.
That's it.
Just the right spirits.
Trying to warm up their lungs as much as their muscles.
You could probably notice a little bit of difference in the energy between the two teams, and I think that's probably reflective of where the score is currently standing.
Yeah, and certainly the last 2 points have gone Paradigm's way, so they'll be feeling a little bit of momentum. Pillar in the Vanguard huddle, really sort of trying to G that team back up and get them back on track with their clinical offense that they were playing.
Yeah, it would be a bit of a blow, you know, playing such clean clinical offense for the majority of the game, and then just to have a D so close to the end zone like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Couple of points, they just need to settle back down, find that rhythm. So we'll check in with the score on the Frisbee F-Troop game. Looks like it's 9-6 over there.
It says 19-6 from what we can see, but I doubt that's correct.
Well, considering it was 10-5, something a little bit strange has gone on over there, but, you know, given the benefit of the doubt,
possibly 10-6. Those scoreboards can be a bit finicky.
They can, yes. Can never really seem to work them out.
No.
Spatial awareness on them. It's a tough one.
Definitely. I think a lot of the time the flippers are broken, so you end up with very weird looking numbers.
Yes.
But hey, a little bit easier in the wind than the flippy scoreboards.
True. Very true. There's the next investment. New scoreboards.
Listing up for Ultimate Victoria.
That's it. If anyone would like to sponsor these new scoreboards, talk to... Who's the new president?
We don't have a new president.
We don't have a new president, but talk to Ewan. I'm sure he'd love to chat about it still. Okay, we'll have Paradigm coming out on defense. Looks like it is 4 men, 3 women. Thank you, Katie, for those words of wisdom. We'll get you back in the booth in no time at all. disc is shown by Paradigm. Vanguard still thinking about it. There's a hand. The pull's gone up. That's a big pull from Paradigm. It's going to float. It's probably going to fade outside. It's going, it's going, it's going. And it's gone. That's a brick. Looked good out of the hand. But just a little bit too much on it, and it floats out to the near sideline. Pillar walking it up to the brick mark, sending Benji long. When you got it, oh, he's galloping along there. A gazelle. He's cycled around. There's a lot of space on this wing. And the Vanguard players realise, makes a big cut. If they can get it around that zone, there's space. There it is. Oh, she's in the right spot. Just slipped through the fingers. And once there's a wet disc, quite difficult to hang on to.
Oh, and Hot puts it deep. Oh, Moskovitz tries to grab it, but he just can't really jump it. Fraction too soon.
That's it. Put a lot of air in that jump, but some great defensive pressure there from Vanguard. Vanguard swings it to the far sideline. Looks upfield. Hits the disc back to the middle of the field. Camden Dunn on the mark. It's sent. There's another one. Hope's got to read this well, and he does. There's been a call. That was one of those ones where I think you just feel a little bit of contact and you get a little bit excited. And say, what are you doing?
What are you doing, mate? And his mate on the sideline says, Benji, no, nothing.
Yes, yes, yes. You thought so, but not quite. Hope with a great break. Oh, Moskovich with a huge bid. Gets a hand to it. Had to go full extension and still, unfortunately, there was just a little bit too much on that. And Vanguard get the goal. And they're up and about again. Huge bid from Hope. He's still on the floor. I don't know if he's...
Looks like he's in a bit of pain there.
A little bit of pain. Hoping that he's okay. We might just check in and make sure everything's all right, or he's just having a little bit of a nap. He's got a few people around him. Just had a little bit of contact perhaps on the shoulder. Got a little bit of movement still in that shoulder, so we've got a call for ice.
So I just went and checked in on Hop, and he seems to have taken a bit of a brunt to his shoulder there when he was coming through, trying to get the D-bid. Teammates are with him now on the sideline, trying to find some ice. But the game continues on. And Vanguard ready with the pull. Maybe we could have some guest commentary from Vanguard players on the sideline. Potentially not. And the pull goes out, the wind is picking it up. Fool's indicating he wants to take the brick. Fool's walking up nice and slowly. Paradigm and a horror. Puts the disc up to Barring. She grabs it. Sounds like there's been a bit of a call. Looks like there was a little bit of contact on that grab. And just coming right back in with her. She looks to the centre. Oh, and a D there from Vanguard. And they put it! And it sits and it sits and it sits and it veers left. And even with a layout, she can't get it. Paradigm to take possession back. And Brendan's now back.
Hope. When and asked him if he wanted ice, he looked at me like I was crazy. He's like, what are you doing? What do you even... No, just no. A little bit of a tough nugget there. And he's back joking around on the sideline, which is great to see. Cowan to bring the disc to the front of the end zone.
And he wants it deep, he wants it deep. He tries, both forces can't get there.
Hits Singh in the middle of the field. Singh to Falls. Falls. Everyone's left him. He's been abandoned. He's been abandoned with a disc.
Abandoned shit. Gets
Hits
the out.
O'Reilly.
Singh grabs the disc here. Again, he really wants to put it somewhere. Even struggles to dump back to Falls, but gets there. And he puts it! Action.
Falls with the disc.
Way too far.
Vanguard playing some great dump defense there. Singh only just managing to get that off to Falls. And that throw, perhaps just a little bit rushed. Didn't sit as nicely as he would have liked for Gertzel.
So perhaps Vanguard are shutting down what Paradigm do well, which is those unders. Forcing the risky throws in these conditions.
Absolutely. Pillar to pick up the disc for Vanguard. Baddock's an early cut deep. He's looking for it. Singh, great defense there. Knew exactly what Pillar wanted. Pillar puts it out. Cowan, can he get there? Not quite. Vanguard still going with it. Good. Covers that big deep shot. It's a good fake. Baddock's with the disc now on the sideline. He's looking upfield. He's looking for Pillar. Pillar gets open up the line. Hits an around flick. It's a great grab. Great grab in these conditions. Dump back to Pillar.
Tempted to grab it one hand. Can be risky in these conditions. Right on the doorstep.
Vanguard put it in. That's 11-4. Very clean, crisp offense there once Vanguard got that back on the second time.
Yes, they've obviously found their zone again.
Yes.
Literally. Well,
Literally.
Except they didn't even put it on a zone this point.
No, they were playing offense, in fact.
Yes.
Before that.
Yeah.
Ah, dear. You got to have some laughs here in freezing cold Melbourne. It's actually not too bad. Better than yesterday, as we said.
Still quite the contrast from what we've had of late.
Absolutely. A good 10, 15 degrees colder than what it has been, but we can see some blue sky peeking through, which always brings a smile to most people's faces.
Hasn't flooded in here, so
Yes.
tournament's still going ahead.
Amazing drainage at these fields. Once again, another shout out to the Hume United Football Club. Your hospitality is well appreciated, and these fields have been magnificent for this tournament.
Now, there was a number of players from this SA team who were at the Under-22 National Championships in Sydney last weekend. Again, vastly different conditions. It was beautiful, sunny, prime conditions. Bit of wind.
Bit of wind?
Bit of wind. Not ridiculously hot. It was early 30s.
Yeah, sure.
And SA's mixed team came away with the silver.
Nice.
I should remember because I commentated that.
Great to see some youth coming through from South Australia. They've got some very, very well experienced stalwarts of the game. So it's great to see some youth coming through and learning from these older, experienced players. And for some of them, I would imagine playing with Joel is a great experience. He's obviously got a lot of wisdom to impart, and they can learn a lot from him. I'm getting a little bit of laughing about that. Yeah. So maybe not so much. Paradigm, unfortunately, just with a little bit of slip of the disc, slip of the hands.
On the first throw, unfortunately.
On the first throw. Give it back to Vanguard. Pillar picking the disc up. Hammers it. He wanted that space. He pointed. It looks like a... Oh, it's a turn. I think that was a call anyway, by the way that everyone stopped. Maybe don't teach him that one, Joel. Paradigm, bring the disc in. Mihash looking for that around flick. I reckon she's hit that 99.9% of the time. Hope with a huge throw upfield. Moskovich brings it up.
Oh, there's a down call. It was a very close call either way.
I think Dunmore's calling it down. Joel's calling it. Moskovich is calling it up. There's a lot of. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Can you tell if a blade of grass is bent? No, it's up. No, it's down.
It's down. Not that I had best perspective from over here, but it did look like it hit the ground ever so slightly before he got his hand under it.
It's a great bid by Moskovich. Very close. On a disc that wasn't even meant for him. So.
Oh, there's been a call.
Pick called, I think.
Yeah, Dingham was wide open there.
Always dubious when someone's that open. Either it's awful defense or there's generally a pick.
More likely the latter.
More likely the latter. That's it. Camden Dunn playing some good defense there, but Vanguard still with it. Looking upfield now. Hits Pillar.
And
Pillar sends it. And just out of the reach of the cutter there. It's a good look, good shot. Tough conditions to get up to top speed in here. It's quite boggy on this sideline.
Looking on the other field, it looks like the Frisbee F Troop game is over. Oh.
Paradigm, another unlucky drop there.
Slippery disc.
That's it. Pillar to bring the disc in. Hits a flick up the line to Dunmore.
She's trying to look for the centre, and she gets it.
This Pillar, they're still stuck on this sideline. He's gone to jam it down there again. This one comes off. It's probably what he wanted on the first pass. But Vanguard get the goal. They take it at 12-4. And the result of the Frisbee F Troop game, 15-9. So Frisbee really setting the standard and the tone in this tournament. They are undefeated so far. And really looking the goods for this tournament, and hopefully it bodes well for their World Ultimate Clubs campaign.
Yeah, I think they're going to do very well to represent Australia in the mixed division. They've been a very strong mixed team for a number of years in Australia, often taking out the gold at AMUC. This year took out both the gold and the bronze with two teams. Just testament to their really strong program.
Absolutely. When you can split a team and go gold, bronze at a national championship, you're doing something right up there. So congratulations on your win at AMUC, Frisbee and Funsky. I'm not too sure which one was which, but
Funsky won.
Funsky won. Well, I certainly had a fun time. Back to the action here. We'll be having Vanguard coming out on defense.
It'll be interesting to see if they manage to get the pull and bounce this time. This particular side of the field just pops it out of the wind.
Out of the wind, that's it. And Rex Johnson quite excited by some blue sky. First time all day.
First time all weekend.
First time all weekend. If we can get a shot of that, we will. It's been a rare sight. And the Sublime team will probably be quite happy for that. Reminiscent of back home. The pool's coming up. It's a big outside in. That's going to land in.
It is.
Just. Great pull. Cowan send us to falls. Vanguard steaming down. It looks like there's probably going to be a pick there. I think I saw that happening before it was even called. I was going to say that looked like they were setting up in a side stack, but it kind of looks like a cramped horizontal.
It's very much just a cluster of players.
Yes.
Like you said, cramped horizontal, rotation of a vertical, something like that.
Something like that.
Not very spread though.
Evans sends the disc back and came in with a little bit more heat than Falls was expecting, I think. And we're all back to where we should be, and the disc is tapped in. Falls hits Evans. Evans sends it!
And it's going. Is Singh going to get there? No, unfortunately not.
He's just raised that edge of the disc up into the wind, and there's still enough of a breeze. As soon as you put that bottom of the disc into the wind side, it's just going to float to this near sideline. It's quite a difficult shot to hit for anyone, really. Got to be very careful with that throw. So Paradigm will be coming back on defense. Vanguard trying to work it upwind. Put it into 13-5 if they can. Do a quick time check as well. We have 12 minutes left of gameplay. There's a cut from Veggie going deep. Cowan covers that. Some undercuts. Oh, Evans wanted to leave the feet. It's sent. Tompkins sends it. It's just Cowan out there though.
I think Dummel was intended for receiver, but just curved.
Cowan to Singh. Singh overthrew it to Falls. Oh! Cowan ends up with it.
Shows the importance of catchy Ds.
Oh, that had no right to be caught. And Vanguard probably get the disc almost rightly so after that play. And it's a big backhand shot. It's just out the back. Looks a little bit like Vanguard when they're going upwind are just going to try and shoot it. Try and gain some meterage.
Probably relying on the fact they've got such a strong lead on Paradigm so far, and there's probably been a couple more cold drops from Paradigm than from Vanguard.
Yes, and there's an early pick call in that cut as Baron goes straight down the guts. Enting Hawk says, Jared Cowan, you're in my way. Move, son. And the disc is tapped in. Falls, lovely flick to Cowan. Cowan to Singh. Everyone's sort of streaming deep. Cowan gets a great up the line cut. Singh looks him off, hits the middle of the field. Anna with the disc now. Has Skywalker on the back of her top. Kind of throws a backhand without really setting Singh up there. Bit of a tough one to read for Singh. Vanguard bringing you back in on offense. Trying to find something open. Looking for the dump now. Falls covering it. They get it around. Vanguard get it off. It's just put out into space. It's a great read from Benji and the goal. When you got someone that size and with those hops and reads, you can really just put it out into space. 10 minutes left in the game. Getting a little bit of a crowd now from the Frisbee F Troop game. As they cool down, I mean, you could probably just stop playing and immediately be cold, but stretching, proper cool down, we're all for it. Endorsing excellence in all you do.
And proper muscle recovery.
Proper muscle recovery. Get that chalky milk into you. Heard it's the best thing ever.
Woodley disagrees.
Woodley disagrees. Woodley.
He is incorrect.
That's just because he's only got Oak up in Sydney. There's no Big M. Shout out to Big M.
Shout out to Big M indeed.
That's it. If they want to sponsor some tournaments, talk to Ewan. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit. It's a little bit gusty now. The Pie-Wagon, the Sublime game is still being played. We'll see if we can get an update from that one. Meanwhile, we'll have Baddocks to pull for Vanguard. 13-4 to Vanguard. The pull's coming up. There we go. It's nice and safe. It's going to land in. Fielded by Mihatch. Maybe on the second attempt. It's a good one to Hope. Vanguard coming down in the zone. Paradigm recognised and split into horizontal with a couple of poppers. Hope a little bit stuck. There, he gets a dump off. Good. Resets the stall count. Mihatch again with that around flick. Frey to Hope. Stuck on that sideline. 10 with the disc. Back to Hope. 10 in the middle of the zone. Back to Hope. A lot of talk from the sideline for the defense. 10 finds a gap. Hits Hope. They're still on that sideline, but they are gaining ground. Back to 10. 10 loses a few yards, but hits Mihatch in the middle of the field. Mihatch pointing, saying, come out here. Hits Foster. Foster, the quick dish back to Mihash. Mihash looking. Hope crashing through. This is good defense from Vanguard. A lot of players coming through. Not much on. Hits Hope. Must have been a high stall count there. Hope looking now. Hits Frey.
He was very surprised to get that disc.
Yeah, I think O'Reilly wasn't sure if it was for him or for her.
At least it was caught.
At least it was caught, that's it. When in doubt, catch the disc. Hope sits it out into space. I think that's going to be D'd by Vanguard. Yes, great read. Just floated a little bit too much in that wind. Baddix with it. Centers the disc now. Back to Baddix. Baddix, loose mark, puts it. And it just floats away. Hucks are really starting to be a bit difficult in these conditions.
Definitely, and fatigue's potentially setting in as well.
Definitely.
It's cold, it's windy, it's tough.
Day two.
Day two.
Muddy. It's not the easiest thing to run in soggy ground.
Slips aplenty.
Slips aplenty. And unlike Winks, they're not shod with horseshoes. So that grip's a little bit tough. Shout out to Winks. What a horse.
With Mahesh on the sideline with the disc. Finds a gap, Tan.
Hope with it now, back in Paradigm's end zone. Hits Frey, and they're off. They're moving. Tan slows it up. Got called for a travel by the looks of that. Gives it back to Hope. Hope saying, come on to this shoulder. The other one's a bit sore. Hits Frey for the reset. Mihash is a long way away. That's a tough dump throw. But he hits it. Why didn't you do that the first time, Declan? And Rach just overthrows that one.
Riley unable to reel it in.
Yes.
Paradigm setting up on defense just outside their own end zone.
Vanguard to bring it in. There's an early cut. Baddix is going up the line. There's a poach from Hope. Vanguard just sets it out into space, and that's a lovely throw into the wind. Used the wind to the full advantage. Vanguard go up 14-4.
Just pop that backhand over the top there. Looked like it was an overthrow and dump swing, but no, it was intentional.
That's it. It was very well weighted. We have 5 minutes left of gameplay.
Possibly we may reach point cap before time cap. Possibly.
Yes. Katie putting her chips on Vanguard, getting the D and putting this one in. It's 14-4? 14-4.
Don't believe it's been updated yet.
Max Howden looking at the score, wondering if he should change it and going, no, I'm just going to keep stretching my hip flexor. Thanks, Max.
My hip flexor is more important than this game.
Wow. And the rain has said, I'm back. You thought I'd gone, but I'm back. Yes, and whilst we shiver in our makeshift booth, Rex is doing a fantastic job on the camera again.
Shout out to Rex.
The shake of the head.
No, this weather has made the live stream quite difficult.
Quite difficult. You've seen some good raindrops. Hopefully you've seen some good ultimate. We certainly have here. The pool's gone up. Vanguard back out in their zone. Paradigm with the disc. Singh on the sideline. It's a pretty tall looking zone. He managed to find a gap though. Cowan with it now. Some excited fakes from Cowan. Back to Singh. Baring popping through the foul. Singh's just put that out into space.
Oh, you just found the perfect gap.
I don't think anyone else saw that other than Singh and Moskovich. Moskovich goes, I'm going to try something as well. Puts a big flick outside in to Cowan.
Just doesn't quite sit the way you would have liked it.
Yeah, some great cover there from the Vanguard player. You could kind of see what Moskovich wanted. Perhaps he might have wanted it to be a bit more of a backhand and fade from left to right. Even though that's a tough shot with this wind, you had to kind of put that over the Vanguard player's head, and it was just some good defense there as well. Vanguard bringing the disc in on a tough spot on that corner. Going to get it off though. Moves the disc across nicely. Enting Hawk with it. Moves it further to this sideline. Brought further across to Tompkins. Further across. Rounds a little bit of a corner. I think there was a travel cord there. Disc floated. That's not quite the right shot.
And very awkward spot to turn it over in for Vanguard. I'd be very surprised if Paradigm don't put this one in the bank.
Absolutely. It's on the high side. Paradigm probably looking to hit an ISO cut. They're setting up in that diagonal stack. Camden Dunn goes. Cowan just puts it out. And Singh with the goal.
I don't even think Singh was their intended ISO. It looked like it was Camden Dunn on one side and Moskovich on the other, but...
Singh just stood there and Cowan goes, I'm going to put it into space and someone go fetch.
Pretty much. And that's what happened.
And that's what happened. So...
14-5.
14-5, and Katie's prediction of not reaching time cap will probably not quite be spot on. But, you know, we're all for predictions.
Giving things a go.
Giving things a go. And Paradigm did a good job there of getting that disc back with some defensive pressure.
It is a tough corner to get out of that one, and they made that very difficult for Vanguard.
Absolutely. And Rob Swan doing a great job this weekend. Unfortunately, hurt himself a little bit in the warm-up, but has been very vocal on the sideline for his team. Neither of which is Paradigm or Vanguard, but he's doing a great job there. So shout out to you, Rob. We hope you get better soon, mate. $14-5. Can you hang on that?
Yep. Brendan has walked away just to go do the hooter. Shout out to Brendan for being the real MVP of this tournament. Doing hooters, live streams, icing injured players. He does it all. Man of many talents. The pool goes up and it's a bit of a rolling out on the sideline. And Paradigm sitting up in their zone.
So game to 15. Vanguard really probably looking to put this game away in this point. And they're moving it quite well. Put a floaty one up. Benji's going to bring that in. Moved up to Tompkins. Dumped back. Back into the centre of the field. They're moving the disc nicely here. Enting Hawk. Moving it back. Bit of chatter from Paradigm trying to work out their force. Disc is getting swung around. Cowan on the mark now. Shutting some options down. Vanguard get it out. Enting Hawk centers the disc again.
Oh, and they send it, but I don't think anybody's getting there, and nope, nobody's getting there.
No one was quite prepared for that. And the disc died quite quickly as well, not really giving anyone a chance to get under it.
Yeah, the flicks are just going straight down in this wind. Backhand's a bit of a safer choice for the huck.
Looks like Vanguard setting up in their zone again. Let's see if Paradigm can work it upwind against this zone. They've been moving it quite well. Just need to make sure they're catches. And oh, that's a lovely little break through the cup to Frey from Hope. Frey hits Mihash. Mihash swings it back across to Moskovich. Moskovich looking, hits Hope with a dish. Hope stuck out there. Probably needs an option out on this wing. And unfortunately for Paradigm, a little bit of a block there. Vanguard, great defensive pressure. Enting Hawk. Oh!
There's been a call there.
Frey gets a hand in there, but Vanguard player says,
Nuh-uh.
it was still in my hand. Can't do that. I'll still had it in my hand. And Frey says, yeah, you're right.
Frey putting on a very tight mark. Oh, there's been another call. Potentially with that mark there.
Sounds like the Vanguard player said it's too tight of a mark. Frey saying you're hitting me with the disc. And they both say... They both say, let's just play some frizz. And we're back underway. Enting Hawk centers the disc. Disc swung nicely. Vanguard really moving it well. The movement with the disc has been fantastic. Frey with another tight mark, and the foul is called. Taps the disc in quickly. They really crammed in this. And they've shot. Cowan knew what was coming there. They tried to flick it over the top.
Paradigm had their hands on that. Hop wants to send it.
To Frey. Mihatch now in the middle of the field. Just behind the brick mark. Hits Hope. And a second effort. Great grab there.
Great grab from Kastner.
Kastner to Hope. Hope airs out the backhand. Cowan underneath it. Reels it in.
Paradigm with the late score.
14-5. Can there be a revival? And they go on a large D run.
Can they get 10 points in a row?
Oh.
Very difficult, but not impossible.
Not impossible. Nothing's impossible. We have a quick update from the Pie Wagon Sublime game. Pie Wagon running away with it in the end, 15-8. A rather messy last point by the sounds of it. Thanks for the update, Dan Cullen. We have some discussions going on the field between Paradigm and Vanguard, I think regarding marking infractions and space. And passions run high in this game. But there's some smiles, which is what we love to see.
Everyone's here just to play some frizz, have some fun, and hopefully go to Worlds.
Hopefully go to Worlds. Maybe get a bit warmer as well, you know.
I feel like Ohio in July will definitely be warmer than this.
Yeah, yep. Cincinnati.
You've played in Cincinnati before, haven't you, Brendan?
I have, yes. I was there
2015?
2015 with Ellipsis. Good fun, good team. There's also mixed division there as well, actually. Very good experience, and I'm sure whichever teams from this tournament get to go will have an absolute ball and represent the country very well. As we see Vanguard swinging the disc, trying to work in this final point for them. Sean with the disc now. Source.
Oh, sorry.
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 I think we're both going to say the same thing. Dunmore with the disc. She reads that beautifully. Great read from Michaela there. And the dish to Sean. Sean for the goal. That's it.
Game 15-5. So 15-6?
15-6 by the looks of that scoreboard.
We get confirmation from Rex it is 15-6.
It is 15-6. Thank you, Rex, for paying more attention than we are to the score at the moment. Great game there between Vanguard and Paradigm. Paradigm really building towards the end of that game. Vanguard just too strong in the end. Closed it out. Congratulations to them. Thank you very much for watching. Our next game up will be, I believe it is Vanguard versus Pie Wagon. Let me just get confirmation of that.
2 seconds as we go and check the draw.
As we go and check the draw. Both Katie and I are working furiously to figure something out. That
you got it quicker than I did.
Sublime and F Troop is scheduled 10 past 11. See you all back here for that.
In 50 minutes.
50 minutes.
Thanks for listening.